So, welcome back, guys and girls, to the Go Champions League upper bracket game between Hellraisers and Copenhagen Wolves. I just gave you a brief look on the standings, which I will include again right now, so we can have it on the video on demand as well. So, for everyone just watching it at your home on another day, not live. Yeah, why are you not watching live? But yeah, we will figure that out. You can see that Hellraisers and SK are the second teams to face off in the upper bracket. The first one were Gamers2 and Flipside, which ended up having Flipside win. And the winner of this best of 3 will face off against the X Team Property, which are now called Lead, aka 1337. I will adjust the score as soon as the knife round is over. SK is now named Copenhagen Wolves again, which is not correct. It is Schröd Kommando from Germany, the German organization, trying to finally find a squad that is able to live up to the expectations, even though the Danes are the third best Danish squad at the moment. I still think that they have some potential. That's a key word in the whole sentence. Potential doesn't mean anything. If you don't use it, you get screwed. So they win the knife round on dust2, which is the second map, and they will start off on the CT side. So I will just put on the score on the right thing. Most people won't believe that it's 1-0, probably. 62%, no, 79% in favor of Hellraisers and 21% in favor of SK. So this is a really, really big upset on the first map already, maybe even on the second. Let's see. And there we are. Oh, well, I don't know if we actually need the subscriber mode, so we can try to just keep it off and just, you know, I don't moderate the channel, so it's up to my moderators to handle that. But, you know, you can disable it for now. I think we don't have too many viewers, and we should be able to maintain the enjoyability of the chat through that. But let's focus on the game. Copenhagen Wolves, aka SK Gaming, they face off against Hellraisers on the second map, and it is adrenaline mode to open up, even though they lost the first play. And now Hunden and Senden. Hunden with a really good performance in this matchup so far, making it a 2v3 again in favor of the CTs. The bomb's still in the hands of the terrorists though, and they still have the ability to rotate back to B or then re-rotate towards A like they did on overpass for quite a few rounds, and then maybe even re-rotate towards B, running around like chicken, like my boss really loves that call. And Doja loves to shoot bullets at Tensky, takes him out, and actually his brain triggers on the corpse as well, shoots the corpse in the head once again. Then Senden steps it up, takes on Doja. He's down to 14 HP though, and needs to watch out to not expose himself to Mo, who's now alone against 2 CTs. He still has 40 seconds, so he could go for the re-rotation towards B, but now the CTs try to force the issue, and they go down. 1v1 situation. Senden down to 14, as I said. Mo quickly loses some HP, down to 26. It's who hits the first bullet. He's going to win the pistol round on the second map between the two teams, and it's Senden to hit the headshot actually and make it a 1-0 score. And in favor of SK, they won both pistol rounds on the first map, and now they won another pistol round. Hellraisers not looking too good right now. Maybe all that chaos on overpass got to their minds and made them question themselves a little bit. But you know that Hellraisers are one of the more inconsistent teams in the scene, and they are probably one of the teams that is most likely to be upset, or yeah, one of the teams that are definitely in there. Senden with the P90 hosing down adrenaline B tunnels. Tensky with one freeze kind of shoots Doja through Tensky, and it's Angel catching an aid. The ball explodes in his hands. It's not a Dragon Ball. You cannot wish that you will be revived in another life or something like that. You will be definitely disposed of and will respawn in the next round, but it won't help you in the currently running round. SK with a 2-0 lead without any trouble. Not going down. Nobody's going down. Nobody was going down in the previous round. So good economy for the CTs right now. They just keep all the weapons they had, and Hellraisers with the force buy though, trying to surprise the CTs with a few Galeers and AK, something that Hellraisers are very well known to be doing in all their matchups basically, while SK should have maybe upgraded that MP9 or the UMP in the hands of Tensky and Tandon. If they could have afforded it, well, they should have been able to do that. And Hellraisers with the first frag on top of that, going for that Hellraisers kind of play. Fittingly, they utilize their own strategies to try and upset the CTs in the third round already. But Tensky takes it in his own hands, pushes out of the B tunnels together with a teammate and disposes of Adren. But Doja and Move, finally the two bottom fraggers of Overpass step it up and make it a 2v4, quickly turning the odds in the favor of the terrorists, and the CTs already back off. Sending with the AK that he captured off of Adren, and Tensky with the P90 trying to save it. And they will head over towards the B tunnels, and yeah, they probably discuss where to go right now, because Senden actually wanted to head to the B bomb site, and Tensky takes it into the terrorist spawn area. He will wait there for Kuche to expose himself. Kuche down to 21 HP. It wouldn't hurt too much if he goes down, but it's not the best thing to do, you know. Senden still alive, just shooting through the box, running out of bullets, but staying alive. And Tensky is able to get his hands on the Galil, so SK right back on weapons with those two saved guns. Hellraisers on the other side, feeling better about the start of this too. The terrorist side is considerably harder to play on. And I believe that Hellraisers should be able to get 9-6, I will call it. They will go 9-6, 6 in favor of them and 9 in favor of SK. And then they will still magically win that second map and draw it to a third map, which they will then, well, it's Train, which is kind of a wildcard map still, which will go 50-50 and the game will never end. Cillian though ends the life of Angel and Adren, then goes down to Doja. It's a 4v3 in favor of the CTs, but the A bomb site is captured. It's smoked off. Doja goes for the default plan in the corner. Plant. So the CT can't hide away from the terrorists, no matter where the terrorists are positioned at, and no matter which angle he chooses to defuse from. Sandin with the headshot now onto Mo. Doja still keeps his performance up. He gets another kill, makes it a 1v2. Then Freeze and Tensky already retaking it, but Doja has the bomb and it's ticking loud and loud. He just needs to waste some time, and he wasted just enough time to make the bomb blow up in the face of Tensky, who was committed to the bomb defuse. He figured that, you know, I made it happen on Overpass. Maybe I can just get a shorter defuse and have a chance of having a 3-second defuse or something. It won't happen though. Hellraisers with the draw 2-2, which is my favorite scoreline to announce to you guys. SK with the AWP still in the hands of Freeze that he saved from the previous round, and he needs to come up really big for his squad to make anything happen for them, as Hellraisers are looking to take the steering wheel in their hands, and they will probably not let loose of that steering wheel anymore as soon as they get a grip on it. It seems like Doja really caught fire. He gets the first frag once again. Now, really good flash work by the CTs, getting 2 kills out of 1 flash, capturing 2 rifles, making it an advantage on their side. Even though they don't have any armor, they still have 1 more player compared to their terrorist counterparts. But the bomb is ticking already, and they need to hurry up. They have a defuse kit on Freeze, so they need him to get as close as possible to the bomb. He takes out Doja and Ren disposes of Tensky. Asilian still on the verge of retaking, even though Sandin is down to 8 HP. Asilian still fighting against a long player. Sandin hoses down a few as well. The bomb is defused already. Freeze is on it, and Freeze will make it. Sandin covers him greatly and takes all the terrorists out that were just trying to get in there, trying to go for those jump shots and all that. SK actually capitalized not on the AWP that they have saved. Well, Freeze got one frag with it, but they capitalized on the defuse kit that they have saved and one flash that got themselves 2 frags in middle, got 2 weapons for them to take for the retake. And Hellraisers once again stumble upon their own feet. They had a quite awkward lineup in after the bomb went down. They weren't able to hold on to short, and the CTs were capturing the A platform back again. Angel with a double kill though makes it look good for Hellraisers, but we have seen something like that already, and the CTs were still able to come back in the round. So we've got a 4v3 in favor of the CTs. Angel is basically out already. It's 3.5 men on Hellraisers against the 3 of the CTs. Sandin takes a chance, good flash. He doesn't see anything though. He doesn't even know that he took Kucher out there. Retreats into safety, lines his aim up again and goes down to Moo. Then the terrorists try to plant the bomb. Doja still doesn't have a weapon in his hands, and the Cillian is coming in from B tunnels. Nobody's watching that. Moo was completely distracted by Hunden stepping around in front of the B bomb site. Good shot on to Angel, making it a 2v1. Doja needs to step it up with the deagle, but he's not able to do that. SK with a really good retake, courtesy of his Cillian, their more or less star player. And Hunden delaying that diffuse, a wise play to make. Cillian is able to save the AWP, something that saves the CTs a lot of money and actually gets them, you know, just doing stuff like that makes you smile and makes you feel better than you are supposed to, just because you delayed the bomb diffuse. It's not that big of a deal, but you're like, yeah, cool, we won the retake, and now we even have the AWP, which you wouldn't be able to save if we only had one player surviving, for example, because it was too far away. And that kind of makes you get some more momentum on top of that retake. They have the AWP. Even though they would have been able to buy it anyway, it didn't matter too much, but it will or might matter in the upcoming rounds. Kucher trading blows with Tensky on the CT spawn / middle, and Hunden just spraying down a Dren straight away. Sandin with a double, and he gets supported by Freeze from below. The AWP doing its job. 5-2 in favor of SK, not allowing Hellraisers to get a bomb planted on top of eliminating all the terrorists will make it a struggle for Hellraisers to get move with no hat armor and no grenades at all. Doja doesn't have a flash, but at least the terrorists have all the weapons they want to have right now. They just need to get a few more rounds on the terrorist side. You know, theoretically and statistically, dust2 is a 50-50 map, more or less. So you might expect 8-7, something like that. But I believe it's 9-6, as I said before, in favor of SK in the first half. Now Hellraisers going for the A execution. At least it seems like it. It doesn't mean anything when they are on short at 1 minute in the round. Not 1 minute in the round, but 1 minute left in the round. They can still easily pull back into the B bomb site, for example, but they have the bomb back at A long, more or less. So it kind of hints at an A execution, especially as they have Angel and the Dren lining up those fake smokes. Now Doja and Mo will take point on the execution. The bomb will join them in a second, and they will send one player through middle to kind of confuse the CTs, but Freeze does not confuse us at all. Disposes of Doja with his first bullet. Mo fights back onto Freeze. Good shot opening up that A bomb set, and Angel finally getting into play. That was really nicely played by Hellraisers to put him in there. Now he just needs to hold on to CT spawn. They need to hold on to A short as well. Angel is able to do his job, and the Dren holds on to short against Tensky. Leaves Hunden alone against the 4 terrorists that are still alive. And he just tries to get away with his life. Needs to fight for that though, and he messes his spray up. Gets taken out by a Dren. 5-3. Hellraisers cut the lead down to 2 rounds and win a very important round for them. If they hadn't won that one, SK would have been up 6-2, and the scoreline would have gotten out of hand a little bit. Now Hellraisers get themselves into the spot to force SK on a save round. And that's, you know, always the turning point of a match. If SK is able to hold on to their rifles, even if they lose a round, if they hold on to 2 or 3 rifles, they could potentially get some additional weaponry on 2 players and just try to hold on to maybe have a stack on one of the bomb sites or something like that. And right now it is looking promising for the CTs. They only lose freeze and trade 2 terrorists in favor of them. And Hannen is going for the information on a long, which will probably run into him in a second. Let's see if Hannen backs off. Yeah, he's not going for the aggressive play. He doesn't want to waste that one-man advantage that the CTs have right now. And he's got a Zillion in Goose. Hannen comes out on top of Kuche. He has a Zillion covering him from a platform, so he doesn't need to worry about his back or anything happening on a platform. A Zillion with the kill onto Doja. Now he gets flashed in there, and a double makes it happen for SK. They survive that potentially precarious situation and get themselves another round on the board, get their economy back up, and Hellraiser's economy is not looking too good, even though Hellraisers will probably force it up. Yeah, they have 2 Tech 9s for Mo and Doja, 3 AKs for the rest. Let's see what they can happen with that in this more or less kind of... It's a round that kind of determines the outcome of this half. If Hellraisers win this and maybe can follow it up with another one, they could actually win this half. If they don't win it, SK would probably maintain their position, and even though Hellraisers will probably grind up 2 more rounds or something, SK will probably close it out 10-5, depending on this round. Hensky now with the frag onto Kuche, disposing of one of those weapons, and together with Senden and a Zillion, he will close out that push. It was really fast. Hellraisers did not get anything working for them, and it seems like they are just fading away right now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard together and check out who is the main performer and who is not. 12 frags for Senden. So 12 frags for Senden, 11 for Tensky, 7 for Doja, and his teammate as a Zillion and Hannen get those first few frags in this anti-eco round. They decimate the terrorists to only Kuche and the Dren, and the Zillion just retreats into Goose. Look at him hiding away in the furthest corner. He's actually here and not here, but yeah, that's CSGO for you. And yeah, he will probably hold on to his weapon while his team... Actually, he was about to hide away in the furthest corner of the map, but then randomly went into a long to check out something. I don't know what it was, but he ran into the bomb carrier, which was at Ren for a second. Now he got taken out by Hannen, and Kuche tries to get the bomb to its destination, but he gets spotted already and catches a few bullets down to 22. Goes for another try, but then goes down to Tensky. And we will have a pause, so I would finally try to fix my microphone. I don't know. Oh, DDoS on Sanden. Only 1 frag on Kuche, who was the top fragger on Overpass. Not the top fragger in the end, I believe. Oh, was he? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, Kuche was definitely the main performer on the CT side for Hellraisers. Now, I don't know if it's just his position or something, but he definitely needs to do some more work for his squad on dust2. They want to have a chance to draw it to a 3rd map. And yeah, look at the ping of Mo. It is 113, but he will stay at that. He's from Kazakhstan, and, you know, packets need to physically travel through cables, and it takes a little longer the further you get away from the server. So he's got a huge ping. Yeah, me rocking out my IT knowledge there. bossing it around. Actually, I just wanted to point out that you don't need to be concerned about his ping because he's not getting DDoS. It is sending to be dropped from the server right now, and we will take a look at the admin channel. Well, no info on that. Let's see how long Senden takes to reset his router. Maybe he's one of the unfortunate guys to have a fixed IP, which would be really awkward. Let's see if they can figure out how to get rid of this minor mistake or minor issue. We will probably find out how long it takes when he actually gets here. So I will show you some more in-depth info on two teams, and I will actually look up the track record of Hellraisers on dust2 because it is their map pick. They are supposed to win it, more or less. So let's see. So actually the pistol round win percentage is rather high with 61%, which is higher than 50%. So they are supposed to win 2 pistol rounds every now and then. This time they lost the first pistol round, so they really need the second anyway. They didn't win any pistol round on overpass, which definitely made this game as hard as it was for Hellraisers, even though they managed to make it 15-15 in the end and kind of eliminate this factor from the game as it ended in an overtime. It still made it so much harder for them, and I think, you know, having that uphill struggle throughout the whole match and then having that overtime, you're kind of, they actually had 3 match points, and SK defended themselves from those 3 match points, which probably put a strain on Hellraiser's nerves. I don't want to call them easy to distract or something like that, but it's just a matter of fact that you get mad if things don't work out, even though people handle it differently. Some get really mad, some stay calm or something like that, but it still gets into your mind, and I think that was one of the factors why Hellraisers lost the overtime as convincingly as they did. Wow, it was a 21-16 in the end, so I need to reconnect my microphone once again. Oh, there we go. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see how long Sanden needs to reconnect. Look at the overall headshot. Really high there compared to the CT's headshot percentage, but I don't know if it probably doesn't count the headshots that the CT's, you know, the first headshot doesn't take the terrorist down usually. You need another headshot to take him down, so I don't know if that statistic includes those headshots that you hit. But that don't kill the guy, you know what I mean. Silence, I kill you, and I will kill my microphone. If it was alive, if it was a human being, I probably wouldn't kill it, but maybe if it was an ant or something like that. So yeah, the other statistics of Hellraisers, they played dust2 17 times in the past 3 months and got 11 wins and 6 losses only, so their win percentage is rather high, winning the majority of their matches, two-thirds almost. And against teams like Envious, they lost. Against Envious, they lost against Titan. They lost against Mouse Sports, but they won against NIP, they won against Virtus Pro, and they managed to win against Titan in another matchup. So they are really mixed up, but they are the, you know, I only mentioned the top teams in the kind of matches that I mentioned there. So considering that SK is not a real top team, you know, they are still kind of tier 2-ish. I don't know. If you would consider Dignitas to be tier 1.5 or something like that, you would put SK in the tier 2 or in the on the step to tier 1, more or less. They did have quite a few good results against well-known teams, but they still managed to mess up against lesser known teams, so I would definitely put SK still in the tier 2 scene, and Hellraisers are supposed to win a match like that. If they win against NAP, why shouldn't they win against SK on dust2? Let's see if they can actually manage to do that. They have an A-long execution, but they are on the receiving end for now. The CTs come out with 2 frags, but it's an equal trade in the end, thanks to Angel's refrag onto Hundin. The bomb goes down quickly on the A-bomb set, and a really quick round by Hellraisers. They probably talked about that in the pause, and it probably favors the terrorists if they have a pause like that, especially at a stage on the game like that. 8-3, 5 rounds difference. Hellraisers needs to come up with something, and they went for that really quick bomb plant, and they sent one player back through a shot. Great call by Hellraisers. Angel though messes up his spray and goes down to 10 skin. Now the bomb gets defused by the CTs. They are on it, and once again Hellraisers manages to mess up everything they have worked for. And we've got another pause, and I mean, that round was so well planned by Hellraisers, but somehow they fall apart just because, you know, Angel's spray on 2 CT servers standing right next to each other basically. He couldn't finish them off, so that was just really messed up. With 2 CTs over here, Angel didn't get that spray, and when he went for the second spray, he got taken out straight away over here. And the CTs, you know, Tensky picking up those frags while his teammate was on the diffuser in the smoke. Hellraisers needs to just win those aim battles as well, you know. Those strategies are really cool, but they don't work if you don't get frags. You know, you can fake all you want if in the end you just fade away because the CTs hit more shots than you. It's not going to happen. Hellraisers have to step it up. There's no way around that. SK already sitting at 9 rounds, and they could actually make me look like a fool when I said that Hellraisers will probably make it 9-6. I did call that at the start of the half, however. I didn't say that 2 rounds away or something like that, so let's see if the Ukrainian/Kazakian squad is able to, or Kazakh, no, it's actually only Kazakh, is it? Mixing up German there. So Hanin trying to taunt the DDoSer. So SK is cheerful in TeamSpeak, at least that's what I interpret by Hundin's chat. If you have missed that, let's see. I will give you a brief look. I know the Witcher logo is in the way a little bit, but usually chat is not that important. Sometimes it gets to the center of attention when people say stupid stuff or when there is a pause like that. So let's take a look at the stats of SK on dust2. Because I'm really curious to compare those two teams. This round win percentage is almost the same, 66%. And, well, in the last 3 months, we only saw SK play dust2. Well, it's probably still on Copenhagen Wolves, isn't it? Yeah, probably. But in the last few matches, SK played Envious, G-Play, and Encore from Finland. And they won against G-Play and Encore, which are the mandatory games to win if you want to get into the tier 1 scene. They lost against Envious 16-10, which is still not too bad scoreline against Envious, I guess. Envious is still one of the top teams in the scene, so nothing to take away from SK for that, even though they lost that match. Getting 10 rounds is okay against them. Let's check out Copenhagen Wolves statistics though. Yes, this is going to be interesting. There we go. So dust2 is the map. Yeah, they weren't necessarily any better, or they didn't face off against better teams. They won against Property 16-9, which is a scoreline that I would mention if I would go through the teams list that they have played. They lost against Dignitas 16-6, and that is definitely a huge loss against Dignitas, but they are two Danish teams. They probably practice against each other all the time, or more often than they do against other ones. And it was on Copenhagen Games, so it was on LAN on top of that, in a Danish LAN against Dignitas. Yeah, I will give them that loss, and I will just gladly look over that. But yeah, still, it comes down to the same kind of line when Hellraisers is supposed to win this match. Not only dust2, but also the whole match. But SK seems to have stepped it up a little bit, at least in this matchup. And I think that maybe having that support of that well-known organization gives them the push over the edge and makes them fully commit. Of course, they might have not been as committed as they are now, but they should have some kind of financial support, I believe, and it should make them feel a little more committed to the game. And even, you know, when you get money for doing something like playing a game, it's not necessarily the same case on a 9-to-5 job, but I mean, if you played a game your whole life long and you did good, and now you get picked up by a good organization, I believe that makes you try to get even better and try to impress them and try to, you know, make yourself be worth that money in the end. That's what I'm trying to get at. When SK now picked up that ex-Copenhagen Wolves squad, I think there is more money behind SK than there is behind Copenhagen Wolves, even though SK kind of faded away in CS at least. But there is some more dedication on the squad maybe. So maybe they have more time as well. There are a lot of maybes. You will, or I will try to get confirmation on that. So still no news. This time it's Freeze being dropped, so they found another target. And Hellraisers need to find another plan to win a round, because the previous plan looked really nice. They just executed on the A bomb site. They just swept the floor with the CTs over there. It was still a 3v3 situation in the end, so it was still kind of equal, but the bomb was ticking in favor of the terrorists. And they sent sorry, they sent Angel all the way out and back into a short. And that was the key play. They had one player in pit and one in goose. So the player in pit and goose were just, you know, he was there to delay the push of the CTs and keep them distracted, while the player in pit shoots them on the platform and give Angel the time to rotate. So that was really well planned. Sadly, the CTs took that player out straight away and they smoked off everything, so that line of sight was completely neglected to the CTs, and it was only Angel who could have changed the outcome of the round. And he got one frag over here against the two CTs, and he retreated back into a short. The bomb was being defused at the same time, and it was planted behind that box. So it was an unfortunate plan for Angel. They didn't expect Angel to actually stay alive. He was there to distract them. Maybe the timing was a little bit off, because if Angel came in from a short and had the right timing, so the CTs would not know that there was one player over here in goose. Maybe I have to reset that. So Angel is coming in from a short. They've got one player in goose. The CTs are somewhere around here or maybe in CT spawn. Angel spots them, calls it for the goose player. The CTs will spot Angel because he shoots them, and they will turn around and look his direction, and that's the time when the goose player chimes in with a few frags. At the same time, the pit player covers the goose player from a CT spawn push in case the CTs would come from CT spawn, which is kinda likely. If they rotate from the B-bomb side, they will probably split up and come from short and from CT spawn. So that is kind of how the round was planned, but I think the timing on Angel was off a little bit, or he was expected to just get all the frags. And, of course, that smoke on the bomb platform was messing with the strategy. So SK was a mixture between lucky and, you know, at the right time, they made the right decision. They stayed on the bomb defuse. They didn't get distracted by all the stuff that was going on, and Hensky was basically a sentinel standing here shooting left, right, taking out all the players. So that was the outcome of the round that Hellraisers planned. Now they had a lot of time to work with. I'm really curious what they come up with, because they have a halfway decent buy. They have 3 AKs. They will probably get an AK on Angel, and Doja might get a Galil, something like that. So it should be alright for Hellraisers. And they still have the loser bonus, but they need those 3 rounds. If they can't get those 3 rounds, I think yeah, so let's see how they will fare in this matchup. I would actually put SK in the favorite spot right now. So now Hellraisers has one sitting on the toilet. Maybe it's Kucha, because he felt at home on overpass on the toilet. Let's see how long they take to get Kucha back. So I thank you for tuning in, of course, because if you weren't around, all the players wouldn't play, I wouldn't be able to cast, and I really love casting. I'm doing it for 2 years already, so I was actually a caster before CSGO launch came around. Just wanted to point it out for a second in case somebody wonders, because there are a few guys starting the same stuff because there is a lot of money involved now in CSGO. So, you know, it's like flies and feces. There is a lot of feces, there are a lot of flies, and it's the same with CSGO. There is a lot of CSGO, a lot of money, so there will be a lot of flies. No offense to anyone joining the game, it helps it grow, and if we hadn't have as many shoutcasters, we couldn't cover all the games, so it would probably, you know, it's kind of going hand in hand with one another. So yeah, just wanted to point that out, and thank you again for tuning in and staying throughout this long pause, because some I want to use really harsh language right now, but I can't because I'm, you know, supposed to be professional and stuff like that. But let's put in random swear words. You shouldn't put the swear words in Twitch chat either, because you will probably get banned for that. But other than that, I just want to swear because the DDoSer tries to delay that game. He probably bet on Hellraisers and fears that his skins will be lost if SK wins this map, which would be the case. But then again, if he can't cope with losing, there is only one solution to that problem. Don't bet. That's the solution. But you know, there's not only skin betting but also money betting, so it's not only CSGO launch to be blamed. And I mean, the Danish government needs to come up with a plan for CSGO players. There's so much money involved in the game, they need to give them dynamic IPs, otherwise this could really be a problem for the Danish scene. They actually need to phone the police, file a report over there, then they can go to the ISP, the internet service provider, and change their IP and stuff like that. It's a huge hassle. I talked to Nato Safix about that, and he had to change his IP once, and it was a huge mess. So Hellraiser's coming up with a plan, and it is a fast plan to A. Let's see if it's the highway to success or the highway to hell, as they try to raise said hell on the CTs. SK closes them out on A long with a good double stack over there. The bomb gets planted nonetheless, but Tensky will just repeatedly jump up there and just slowly but surely whittle down at Ren's HP, while Doja gets one more frag onto Hunden. For the terrorist, the bomb is already being defused, and he backs off, tries to save whatever he has, which is a Tech 9, an AK, a smoke, and the armor. So there's quite a lot of money on Doja, but you know, 6.3k that he saved with this move. But Hellraisers can't win a single round right now, and we've got another DDoS on Sandin this time. So let's all praise the DDoS, and maybe he just wants the attention and we want to say, yeah, thank you for DDoSing. That's really great. I love it. Please keep on DDoSing. Maybe he will stop, you know, reverse psychology. On some people it might work, and considering the DDoS's IQ is probably really low, probably lower than the lowest point in Earth, it might actually work on him. So let's all say, yeah, hell yeah, to the DDoSer. Maybe he will stop because nobody gets mad anymore. So just staying here with me, I'm trying to entertain you with the most random things that come to my mind. And now I'm just trying to read the chat, because you're chatting quite a lot. Yeah, Felix Lols, you probably, and you know how life works. Thank you for that good tip. We will now close down the stream because Felix Lols said so. And no, actually, if I would shut down the stream, what would happen? Just logically, just think it through. The players would still play the game. The game would still be on somewhere. The DDoSer will probably still have fun DDoSing the players. And, you know, it's better to not cancel the bets, because that's actually... Yeah, maybe we should just postpone the game. That is more like it. Yeah, you can be right about that. So my favorite color would be kind of, it's not a color, but it's black. Just a side note on that. Now back to the topic about the whole DDoS thing. We actually shouldn't. Yeah, we shouldn't stop the games, because it would give the DDoSer a valid reason to DDoS. Because, you know, a guy bets or puts money, let's put it like that. He puts money on a game, And then he sees that this money is being risked. You know, he might lose this money. So what he's going to do is try to make that money get back to him. And the best way is to make the match be aborted so everything gets returned. So he starts DDoSing, we get annoyed, we stop the game, the bet gets cancelled, the money returns to him. So the solution to the problem would be to be persistent and just keep on playing no matter what and make him lose that money. And then some point they will realize that there's no point in DDoSing anymore because the bets don't get cancelled. It just gets cancerous for everyone involved. I don't know. Yeah, Andrex, I'm not able to move that Witcher thing. Wait a second. But I can show you the chat, and there's nothing really important to read. Oh, yeah, so my favorite tone is black. So there are a lot of theories about the DDoS stuff and all that. The best thing to do it is to have the players be safe and not expose their IP to people like that, because you can actually do that and it is not that hard. So that's the best solution overall, is to have players with VPN access and have them play through VPN or disguise their IP. There are so many different solutions to the problem because there are companies with a lot of money on the line. For example, Amazon, Google. What if they get DDoS, you know? How do they handle it? They have, for example, redundant switches with 2 different IPs so they can switch. In case one of their IPs gets DDoS, they will switch to the other one. And then the DDoSer will probably not be successful. He will find out the other IP and start DDoSing that IP, but then they can switch back to the other one. In case he DDoSes both IPs, it gets a little tricky. But, you know, if you have both of your IPs being exposed to the internet and to people, you know, it's your own fault. So it's actually like Lurpus says, it's the players that are the guys to be blamed for that. And by the way, who would DDoS NA games? Just... yeah, we might actually start a giveaway. So, yeah. Yeah, it's still not that hard to disguise your IP. So that's actually possible to do for normal human beings. And so I hope the partners don't get mad, but I will remove the overlay for a second so you can read all the messages. I hope you can read really fast, because I need to scroll down and then activate it again. Goodbye, Mukala Red. Good night. So let's get back into the game. This is still SK against Hellraisers in the Go Champions League, and we are still on dust2, which is the second map, and SK are in the lead with 7 rounds. It's a massive, massive mountain to climb for Hellraisers. Adren is down to 17 HP already, and, you know, saving money through the loser bonus, having a bomb plant in the back. Moo actually affords an AWP. Let's check him out. Let's see what he's able to see. He doesn't see anything, so he switches his angle. Just keep seeing nothing. SK is staying away from any angle that the terrorist could use to get an opening frag, and that's something really, really hard to do on the CT side, basically, because, you know, you get impatient, you go out and peek and stuff like that. And the CTs actually do their job really, really well of playing the defensive side, or the defending side, as defensively as they are right now, because that annoys Hellraisers to the max. It makes them commit to a bomb site and have an execution ready. And there it is. Hunden with the frag onto Angel. Azilian racks up one onto Kucha. Freeze will look into the eyes of Moo and dispose of him. It's a 2v5. Hellraisers not able to find anything. Their timing was off. They were too slow. They didn't find the heads. And it all falls apart once again. 20 seconds on the clock. The bomb is in middle. And Azilian is already there reinforcing that position. Senden picks off Adren on B. And Azilian takes out Doja 11-3 in favor of SK. It seems like SK is... Obviously, they are in the lead. So they get DDoS, but they can lay back. Maybe they can lay back or just lean back, depending on the kind of chair they have, and just say, okay, well, we are in the lead. Let's keep doing what we do, and we will be fine. While Hellraisers are fuming about their performance, and they desperately try to come up with a plan to win a round, and now it's going to be the desperation move. It's going to be that straight head-on B attack. First trade ends up with a 1-4-1. Freeze once again picking up a frag. Tensky takes out Moo. It's 2v4 once again. Tensky with a frag onto Angel. Doja is alone against the rest of the CTs. And the Azilian has found a path through the smoke, lines him up and shoots him down. 12-3 in favor of SK. And that is another not ready call. Freeze is getting DDoS now. So the DDoS, it changes targets just like SK do change heads. So I will read the chat. Let's do it like that. Hunden says, not ready. Hunden says, Freeze getting DDoSed. XD, aka smiley with closed eyes. Mo says, please. Freeze, I'm sick with DDoS. Better than without. Azilian says something in a different language, probably Danish, which would more or less sound like Skalvi Kora Mikkel. It's probably, should we call Michael? Then Adren answers, Spelaren Jevla Hora. I didn't know that Adren was able to speak Danish. Then Hunden says, yes, sorry, team say. Adren just said a standard sentence like, let's play our? I don't know. No, it was Swedish. I don't know what's Danish and Swedish and, you know, Norwegian anymore. But then, yeah. Hunden says, yeah, sorry, team say. I'm not Swedish, mate, says Freeze. Then Adren says, big smiley. Then they are raiding up. And now we are getting back into the game. So, welcome back, guys and girls. And everything in between for the matchup between SK and Hellraisers. This is the second half of the second game. The second map in the upper bracket of the Go Champions League playoffs. $30,000 up for grabs. Brought to you by Dreams Media, Twitch, Steel Series, and last but not least, G2A. Freeze with the first frag, then Kuchet answers, Sanden with the re-frag, and it's a 2v4 already in favor of SK. Hellraisers estimated to only 2 players in this pistol round. Adren gets ahead of Freeze and keeps the CTs alive for now. Let's see if Hellraisers can successfully retake that bomb site. The bomb is ticking and SK uses the Hellraiser strategy. Azilian is in the back of the CTs, and if they make something happen, Azilian will still be able to reinforce the A platform from an unexpected angle. Sanden, though, tries to keep the CTs from doing that in the first place, and together with Azilian, he will quickly mop up those frags, and SK makes it 13-3. 10-round lead now on the terrorist side on dust2. They have the money to work with, and they will face off against a weak Hellraiser spy, with Kucha having a 5-7, so does Adren and Angel. Scout on Mo and USP on Doja, who went for the knife onto Kucha, seems like. Now Azilian goes down on Mo, and well, Mo was not able to... Yeah, well, he was able to tag him, so in case it would have been an AWP, would have gotten that frag, but Freeze puts down Angel with a head shot. Tensky lines up 2 of the CTs. Really well played by Tensky to control his Galil like he did. Leaves Doja alone on a short. And, well, he's pushing out there, trying to pick up that scout that will drop. But it's going to be amazingly hard for him to actually get something going. Now he's lining up a different angle, but it won't be successful for him. Standing coming in from behind. 14-3 in favor of SK. Only 2 more rounds. And I think the DDoSer has given up anyway, because he realized that there's no point in doing it. SK is impeccable right now. They are like a mountain, and the DDoSer is like a human being trying to replace the mountain with a shovel or something like that. And you know, it takes you ages to do that, and you will actually not succeed in the end. Hellraisers with the, once again, trying to force something 5-7 P250 scout, and at least they have a defuse kit. Kuche with the 5-7, move with the frag onto Tensky, but 2 of the CTs already got disposed of by Senden and company. Adren gets 2 frags though, keeps the CTs alive. Asilian and Freeze still standing. Freeze is down to 4 HP, now goes down. Asilian takes him out on a long. Now it's a 1v1 situation thanks to Asilian's team kill, which would have been a 2v1 otherwise. And he has to face off against Angel. Angel is flashed, and there is the headshot. 15-3 in favor of SK. Hellraisers seems like they fancy the 16-3 scoreline, and they lost on train against Envious in the ESEA ESL Pro League with the same scoreline. 16-3 it was. They lost against Envious on train in another matchup on Face It 16-3. They lost against Fnatic on Overpass 16-4. So maybe it is because of the scoreline. But they are still not out of the game yet. They still have some, well, this one last round to fight for. And Tensky disposes of Adren in middle. Hellraisers needs to be quick on the rotation. They have left the B bomb set completely open. They put all their eggs in one basket, and somebody dropped that basket, stomped on it, took a truck, drove over it on top of that, and now they need to just scramble those egg shells and put them back together. Kuche with 2 kills does his job really good. It's a 3v2, quickly brought back to a 3v1 actually. Doja is trying to retake, but goes down to Tensky's headshot. SK win it 16-3, and all the players are really eager to leave the server as soon as the game ended. So you can't tell you who was the top fragger, but SK with a stellar performance against Hellraisers, moving on to fight against Lead, aka X Property from Sweden. So Hellraisers will drop to the lower bracket, and they will find their enemy in Game S2. So this will be the next matchup for Hellraisers. They still have the chance to get to the finals and have a shot at $30,000, but it's going to be hard for them. They have to overcome basically everyone that gets dropped down to the lower bracket before that. So thank you for tuning in again. I'm the Boo from Germany, and this was the Go Champions League playoff match between SK Gaming and Hellraisers. SK Gaming successfully managed to upset 79% of the guys on CSGO Lounge. So sorry for your skins, but congratulations to the squad of Handen, which were quite impressive, to be honest. So check out the next streams. Make sure to follow, because I will give away skins right now, and just, you know, have that stream ended on a positive note for you guys, because you waited all the time and I want to reward you for that. And yeah, just listening to some music together, giving away a few skins, talking in chat. I will try to answer all the questions that you throw at me, and you can happily follow me on Twitter. Just use !social to find the links. Well, I didn't mean that you need to type social to take part in the raffle, but still, you're trying to bash Moobot, and it seems Moobot just zoned out and doesn't want to give you my links anymore, so I have to spam it all the time. No, I'm not full-time streamer. Sadly, I'm not. Yeah, you can't trigger the command as often as you want to. So I will start figuring out which skins I want to give away, and in the meantime, you can already enter the giveaway, but I want to wait for the guys to come back from the commercials. So make sure to follow the channel to take part in the giveaway, because if you're not following, I will give the skin to somebody else. Well, I can show you what skins are available. Hmm. Ah, yeah, I have to update the scores, sorry. Wait a second. Wow, I don't have any really good skins that I want to give away right now. Hmm. I'm just looking for skins and in the meantime, waiting for guys come back from the advertisement break, which is over, by the way. Yeah, let's give away an AK Red Lemonade, shall we? No, I'm not that rich. So it's minimal wear. Is it minimal wear? Yeah. So we'll end the giveaway when the music ends. Plus 15 seconds because you've got delay. Or 1 minute? No, not 1 minute. What am I saying? Yeah, plus a few seconds. So make sure to type !raffle to take part and follow the channel, because if you're not following, I will give the skin to somebody else. And the song is about to end as well in 30 seconds. I also hope that you will follow me on Twitter, for example, or on, yeah, well, you have to follow on Twitch anyway. So. There it is. 10. So let's draw the winner, shall we? I understood you're not following me, so you won't win the skin, sadly. But we have a winner. Dakineg. Wait, what am I doing? I'm actually typing so damn wrong. So let's announce the winner. As accordingly to Mubot, Dakineg has won the raffle for the AK red laminate that I show in minimal wear. So at least 2 listings, it's roughly worth $500. Yeah, no, I will write you a private message in Twitch and get another giveaway for some awesome sand skins going, because you can win 3 of those. For example, a P250 sand dune, a scout sand dune, and an MP9 sand dashed. So you can win 3 sand skins in 1 pack, which equals like 15 cents or something. But a few of my dear followers have decided to just completely trash my inventory with those skins, and I want to get rid of them, so I decided to give away 3 of them at one time. And the Kinex, you got a notification on Twitch right now, so make sure to type raffle again as soon as the subscriber is off, or just draw another winner, and then we will get a few winners of 3 sand dune or sand dashed or whatever sand skins. Okay, so if you're up for a troll giveaway, stay here. Other than that, you can leave, because the broadcast is more or less over.